Are you thinking about selling your home, but you don't know which route to use to sell it? Is it even worth using a realtor today? We're about to find out. Hi, I'm Nick Thompson, your Norfolk Real Estate Dad. In this video, I'm going to show you about how the home selling process works, and then you can decide whether you need a realtor or not. As a property owner, there are several creative ways to be able to sell your property today, but you might be struggling with which is the right one for you. This video is going to outline why people hire realtors so you can decide if it is right for you. First, I'm going to walk you through the pros or cons of selling your home with a realtor. Generally, we see two different categories of sellers. Either the sellers that need to sell really fast or sellers that want to sell for top dollar. Most times, if you need to sell super fast and you're under time constraints, going the traditional route might not be the best option. In this case, selling to an investor type buyer might make the most sense. But if you're not under time constraints, the opposite could be true. The majority of investors are flexible, meaning that they're flexible on timeline and condition of the property. So if you need to sell fast or you need to have a specific timeline in your sale, or if your property is in a bit of rough shape, an investor buyer may be the best option. And if you are in this situation, I'd be more than happy to bring over investors to your home to see what we could do. But if you're trying to get top dollar, you might need some help. Selling traditionally allows you to fully utilize the market. You can use a lot of tools such as the MLS, social media, open houses, and many other things. In other words, your property is exposed to many more people, which means more potential buyers and usually means higher price if marketed properly. Realtor's job is quite simple, creating a better outcome for the clients they represent than if they weren't there. A lot of people think realtors are just professional door openers, just open doors and let people get in to see the properties. But that is really not the case. Realtors take on a number of different roles during a transaction, and opening and closing doors is really a very minor one. So let's dig deeper into the different roles a realtor takes on during a transaction so that you can decide if hiring a realtor is the best choice for you. First and foremost, we are a consultant and teacher. Do you know all the steps it is to sell a home? Are you making a good investment? Are you making a good purchase? Before you can even think of listing your home for sale, you need to understand the market and how the whole process works. Now, I already know the market intimately and how the whole process works, but I also need you to know it. I need you to understand your local market and how the whole buying and selling process works. And that's why a lot of people call me a teacher. I'm gonna make sure you pass the test before we get out there. Once we come up with a specific plan of action of how we're gonna sell your home, this is where I become your home designer. I made an entire video on this. Check it out on my YouTube channel. Eventually, you're gonna have your property ready to list. And this is where I become your marketing specialist. It takes a lot more to sell a property than just put a sign in the front yard and put it on the MLS. You need to be able to market and position your property correctly. I created an entire video on this. Check it out on my YouTube channel. And it's during this time when your home is being actively marketed that I become its tour guide. I need to get people to fall in love with not with a house, but with a home. And not just the home, but the community. The buyer of your home is also buying into the community, which is why it's important you have a local realtor that knows the schools, the commute times, the different parks, the amenities, the events, everything, so that your next buyer not only falls in love with your home, but the entire area they're moving to. And now once we get an offer on your property, this is where the magic happens. You don't want some pushover kind of agent. You want an agent that's gonna be there to fight for every penny. Make sure you get every penny that you're worth. That's why I'm here to put the other side in a headlock to make sure you get exactly what you want or we don't do it. Once your home's under contract, I become your therapist, and you're gonna need it, especially if you're buying and selling at the same time, which I made an entire video on to be able to break that down because that can be a very stressful time. Check that out on my YouTube channel as well. Your emotions when buying and selling real estate is like a roller coaster ride. And after all my years of experience, I'm here to help lower out the highs and raise up the lows so that you're even keel the whole way through. Now look, during a transaction, things are gonna happen. Good things and bad things. I'm here to put the fire out. Let me worry about all that stuff so that you don't have to. Ultimately, showing properties is only a little tiny part of what a full-time realtor actually does. My job is a facilitator to take care of everything to make sure that your transaction makes it all the way to closing. For example, do you actually know all the steps and paperwork involved in buying or selling a home in Ontario? Well, I do. That's why I'm here to walk you through all of it. Not only do we handle everything in the process, we handle all those little things in between, like letting in a home inspector or an appraiser or an insurance individual or somebody for a showing, or answering phone calls, or tracking who's been seeing your home, following up with them. I guess the list gets pretty long. But buying real estate doesn't have to be stressful or time consuming. And it doesn't have to be a full-time job. Or at least not your full-time job, because it's my full-time job. But buying real estate is a big deal. It should not be taken lightly. And if you are going to use a realtor, you should definitely use a realtor who can wear 7 hats at the same time and not just be there to open doors for you. So if you or a friend are looking to hire a realtor to handle all aspects of the transaction and not just open a door for you, then go ahead and give Nick Thompson, your Norfolk Real Estate Dad, a call. If you're in the Norfolk region, I'd love to help you out with your next buy or sell. But hey, even if you're not in the Norfolk region, great realtors that wear 7 hats know other great realtors that wear 7 hats. And I can hook you up with the best realtor in your local area. So until next time, just remember, Dad knows best.